Is that what everybody always says? Let me check. Yeah, I am. All right, so the camera's working, the microphone's working. I'm sorry about the lighting. Let me change this. Let's do this. It's better, right? Have all that bright light behind you. Well, guys, I just did an hour-long recorded video. Turned out perfect, but I thought I was in the horizontal mode and it was vertical, and I don't like vertical videos unless it's a short video. I rather do it horizontal, so I'm gonna delete it. I thought about putting it anyways because I show some leather things that I was working on and doing, but I was rambling and all that, so I'll think about it. You guys let me know in the comments. You want me to put that video up or not? But mostly I'm going to talk about what I'm going to talk about now. I talked about what I want to talk about right now. And that is, there is no rapture. I really didn't think there would be, but I really wanted it to be. That's why I said I'm not saying it's a date, but I'm going to pray that I hear that trumpet if it sounds. I still pray I hear that trumpet when it sounds, because we're at the end of the age. There is not very much time left for all this to happen. And just for example, look at what happened with the Charlie Kirk turning point. Isn't that amazing? They call it turning point. It was moving and touching, but it seemed staged. I'll tell you one thing. When I was working in the casino as the marketing director, I did a lot of events, concerts, all kinds of things, stadiums and coliseums and all kinds of stuff. And I usually was a year out in planning something that big. There's no way in 10 days or whatever it was, 11 days, they planned that so well with all the bulletproof glass everywhere. For how many people did they say? There was like 60,000 in that stadium. And then there was a one across the street that had another 50-something thousand people in it that was watching it on the camera. All the bands that played, all the guest speakers. I mean, there's no way that all came together in 11 days. That was planned. It was staged. Get it? Staged. There ain't no way that unless they had a huge team of people that, I mean, there's no way. There just is no way. Even you would spend more time in meetings with all your people to coordinate all that, the parking, the security, all of it. Where is the TV crews going to be? 11 days. Come on. We're watching a movie, okay? We're watching a movie. And you've seen the thing about the movie Snake Eyes, where Charles Kirkland was shot in the neck in that movie on September 10th. We're watching a movie. They told us in the movies, and we're watching a movie. I can't wait to learn the truth of what's going on. And I got bit by a mosquito. Hi, hummingbird. How are ya? How is everyone? Man, you'd think I can't wait for the mosquitoes to go away. Yeah, so I did a whole video, a recorded video, thinking it was on horizontal and it was vertical and everything was sideways, and I'm gonna have to work on that. So I thought, you know what? I was getting ready to upload it and get back to work on my leather, that I was working on during the video that I was recorded. But I thought, okay, that's it. I'm just going to go live. I like doing lives better. I'm better at lives. So here we are, live. And there's no rapture. Not everyone. I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm already not happy with the movie. And it's not even the end yet, and I don't even like it. I don't like the twists and the turns, and I wonder who the writers are of this movie. And it seems that they've been writing the script for this movie for 40 years. How do they know, though? How do they know the future? Unless they're time travelers, which I don't discount. And if any of you have followed me over the years, you know I've interviewed the time travelers, remember? Yeah, a couple of them. And, you know, like the clone, remember Donald Marshall and the clones? And, I mean, I've interviewed them all over the years. And I believe that a lot of what these people told us is true. Maybe some of it not, but you know, at first you kind of think it's crazy, but then as we're learning this, as we're going through this movie, you start thinking, wait a minute, you know, the clones, like, that wasn't Biden. I don't even think, yeah, isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth? But I don't even think that we're seeing Newsom. I don't even think that's really Newsom. I think a lot of people that were movie stars and sports stars and singers and anybody in the limelight, I don't know if they're the real deal or not anymore. I don't even know what to believe. About the only thing I believe is Jesus. I believe in Jesus. I didn't think the rapture was going to happen. You know, go ahead and shoot me now, but I wanted it to be, but I didn't feel it because God showed me something in 1986 or 7, somewhere in there. He showed me that there was going to be a time of miracles and revival that was going to be short-lived. It was going to be rapid around the world. Hey, Bold Gun, what's up? Yeah, I thought I better do it live, and I better do it so that everybody's not asleep. Because I know there's people all over the world watching, and you know, back east and everything, different time zones. But yeah, so Jesus showed me in a vision a long time ago. Man, I'm itching from that mosquito bite. A long time ago, he showed me in a vision there would be a time of miracles and revival. Hey Joe, how's it hanging, bro? I hope everything's going okay over there. But he showed me that there would be a giant revival and that the Holy Spirit would be filling people, and just regular people that are believing Jesus would pray for people, and you would see the dead being raised. You would see arms and legs growing back. You would see hearts being mended. All matter of disease being broken and cured and healed. And that it would be rapid around the world, that like I pray for you and I lay hands on you, and then you would be filled with the Spirit instantly, and then you would walk in your house and lay hands on somebody, and it would go like that quickly around the world. And everyone that accepted Jesus and was filled with the Spirit and doing miracles, everyone that accepted Jesus and was filled with the Spirit, there would come a point in this rapid advancing revival miracle time where the last person would make the decision to accept Jesus or not accept Jesus, be filled with the Spirit or not be filled with the Spirit. And that's when the rapture would happen. Not on a day, and nobody really would know the day or the hour. But you would know the season. just by reading the word, you would know the season. I'm going to tell you one big clue that just happened on the 23rd when everybody thought the rapture was going to happen. I don't know if they voted on it yet or not, but they're going to divide Israel, and they're going to give Palestine their own state or their own country, right? God said when you see that happen, when you see all these things happening, right? You see storms and signs in the sky and rumors of wars, and you see the world quaking like crazy. When you see all these things at the same time, look up, because your redemption draws nigh. It's time to look up for reals. We're at the end of the age. Don't get disappointed because it didn't happen when some guy said it would happen. All that does, like every Feast of Trumpets, everybody's looking for the rapture. Never before like today, but that's just another sign. That's another sign showing you that we're at the end of the age. Everybody's looking for it. Everybody's looking up, hopefully. So don't get fretty or down, or actually better days are yet to come. Better days are yet to come. Well, actually the rapture is a good thing, not a bad thing. All suffering will end, at least for the people that get raptured. They're not happy with it. Neither is Jesus or God. God said, don't divide. Once Israel becomes a nation again, they will not divide my land. They will not divide it. And here they are going to vote. It says in Revelation, they're going to divide it. And when they do, sudden destruction. Sudden destruction. And I think sudden destruction on the world. So be happy, really. Be happy we're not going to live through that. And if we do, be happy that you'll be in the Lord and protected, and everything will be miraculous in your land. You need money, you pray, you got money. You need food, whatever. You pray for it, you'll have it immediately. None of this waiting in God's time. God's time will be instant. And that's how it should be right now. I'm feeling like the other day, a couple months ago maybe, I prayed for Brian Daytona. I did Daytona to find gold. Yeah, he was on a dry spell, not seeing any gold. And I prayed, he goes and finds gold. The very first thing he dug out of the ground was a gold ring. That's a sign. That's a sign that we're in those times. We have to start exercising our right, our authority in Jesus' name, and calling these things out, and believe as whatever we say happens, and just hold your faith even though you don't see it. It will happen. Like, I wasn't even sure if I should even pray for I dig Daytona to find gold. But he did, I did, and he did. Very first thing. That's a sign. We're seeing signs all over the place. We're at the end of the age. This thing with Israel being divided, that is a sign. 7 comets. Those are all demons. That's fallen angels coming to the earth. That's a sign. He said he gave us the sun and the moon and the stars and the heavens to give us a sign and tell us where we're at. Well, everything's pointing to we're at the end of the age. That's where we're at. So the rapture's pretty soon. I don't know what day. I'm waiting to see the great revival. There was a huge revival. Charlie Kirk's Turning Point Memoriam, or whatever you want to call that thing they did. That was almost like a revival. All they did was talk about God and worship. But at the same time, there's a deception. There's a great deception. The Bible talks about a great deception. What would be... I hear people saying that aliens is the great deception. Aliens are fallen. That's all they are. They're the fallen ones. They're the fallen angels, the watchers. That's who they are. They're not the great deception. They're part of the great deception. I think the great deception is the plan, the Q plan. I think that's the deception. More people are looking for that to save them and change the world and make it better. And we're going to have things that we've been robbed our whole life. Generations of our family have been robbed, and now it's going to be righted. Trust the plan. Watch the movie. That's the great deception. That's not going to save us. That's leading to tribulation. And what happens in tribulation? You want to know what happens? Read Revelations, and you see what happens in the. It's not going to be all that. It says the first 3.5 years of the tribulation is going to be like that. This person is going to make peace throughout the world, and everybody's going to be calling for peace and safety. He's going to fix the economies, and everything's going to go good for like 3.5 years. And then the last half is hell on earth. The guy that signs the peace deal, he gets shot in the head, lays in the street for 3 days, dead. And everybody's mourning. All of a sudden he stands up and he's alive again, like Jesus, right? 3 days in the tomb. He stands up, and now you got to worship him. Then is when he turns into the mean, nasty, you worship me devil. And when people say Antichrist, I think on purpose, the churches and the people, and I think the fallen ones have made it where when you hear Antichrist, you think of really bad, mean, angry, demonic person, right? No, he's Christ-like. He's going to be like Christ. He's going to make peace. He'll start doing, when the revival hits on the movie, there's going to be miracles. They're going to call fire out of the sky. I mean, you watch, all this stuff's going to happen. It's all going to be good, though. It's going to be the deception. And a lot of people they're not going to worry about Jesus because everything's going good. God has to be in it. God has to be using this man and these people to fix the world. It really could be. It really could be. But I'm not trusting nothing. I'm only trusting God. I don't even trust my own eyes and ears at the moment. I don't even trust that. Too much stuff is just questionable. And for people like me and everyone that's been doing the paranormal and the conspiracy theories and knew about the plan in 2005, 2001, 2002. Like I knew about the plan, the Q plan. I didn't know about Q, but the white hats and the black hats, I knew about that since 2001. When the internet first came on, you could find the White Hat Society. And it was, I think Benjamin Fulford was running the show, and the actual Chinese were going to overthrow the Communist Party, and they were making an alliance, right? They were making a White Hat alliance with Russia and the United States, and they were going to overthrow these evil bankers, evil people that's been controlling the world forever and ever and ever. And that's, yeah, exactly, Cold Warrior. But I read this back in 2001 on the internet when it was first started, when you did dial-up, right? I would be dialing up, and remember they had that one guy from England that hacked into NASA and was looking at the space program. Kindred, I can't remember his name, but they tried to get him and put him in prison, right? I mean, this is how long I've been following this stuff, and it's confirmed a lot of stuff that I thought that maybe could be real over the years. And then it also has proven to be, some of it, I could see right through it and see the falsity of it. because I'd been following it so long. Like, you can't pull the wool over my eyes as easy as you can somebody that just woke up, or somebody that believed the world is what it is, and all of a sudden now they're finding out it isn't what they thought it was. And now this great deception is going to be freaking revealing evil. They're going to be good. They're going to be really good. They're going to bring all these pedos and child predators and evil and bring it in the light to it. But they're the wing of the same bird, right? It's the other wing. We only been seeing one side. Now we're going to see the other wing. And the other wing is just going to reveal all this stuff, but they'll still be in control. They'll still be the power, the world power, until Jesus rips it from them, kicks them out, which is coming. And that's the part we need to be behind. That's the part we need to be praying about. We need to step into our authority and start calling things into existence and believing it. I'm sitting here with all this equipment in front of me and leather stuff. I ask God for it, and then miraculously these things come to me through you guys and stuff. God uses people to give you things. I never asked anyone for anything, but God supplied me with the best of friends that gave me things that I was asking for. Even though you never heard the words that I was asking for it, God only heard it, but He knows my heart. He knows your heart. He will cause men to give you things, find favor with you. That's one of my prayers that I pray for you guys, that when you go out in the world and you're shopping or whatever, going to work, whatever you're doing, as you're going about your day, that God go before you and you find favor everywhere you go. People will give you things. They will put you the first in line. You will find favor. You'll find the parking spot. I mean, everything will go in your favor everywhere you go. That's one of my prayers that I pray for you guys on the videos. But even when I'm not praying in the video and I'm praying for you guys, just praying, and I pray for you guys too, that's one of the main things I pray about. Because that alone, if you start finding favor, you start really, if you think about God. Because if you're like me, this stuff starts happening, like, how did this happen? God, it has to be God. You start thanking Him for everything you have and everyone you know and all the favor you find. But yeah, so that's where we're at the end of the age. We're watching the movie of the Great Deception play out. Even though everybody thinks it's good, I don't know. I think that's the deception. I don't think it's the aliens. I hear a lot of stuff, but yeah, I think the rapture's coming real soon. And I do believe nobody knows, but I know you can know where time you're in. Just like we know summer's over and fall is coming right now, we know what age we're in and where we're at, because the sky and the stars and the moon and constellations are screaming it. The earth is having birth pangs, like rocking and rolling. The storms, worst storms ever. And look at the world. And then, Trump, he was talking about 7 wars that he stopped. 7? Really? 7? And the only one that he thought was going to be easy, and it turned out to be hard, was Ukraine. That would be number 8. But he's saying he stopped 7 wars. He's the man of peace, right? Wonder who that is in this last story. I wonder who that is. Who is that guy that makes peace with the world? Who is it? Who is that guy that fixes the economies of the world and causes wealth around the world, everyone to be wealthy. You're right. In fact, I was praying about that, bringing up the solar system, and God showed me that we're like a fish bowl, like a goldfish bowl. They're, our planet floating around in a solar system, and we don't even really know the edge of our solar system. And what I was praying about was, I was praying, we're going to live eternally. We never die. That's how come I don't get emotional when people leave the earth and they pass on. I mean, I miss them, but I know they're not dead, right? I pray that they accepted Christ and they're somewhere where I get to see them later, because I am accepting Christ and I am going there. But he was showing me, and I was thinking like, okay, so we're going to live forever. What the heck are we going to do for eternity? We're going to run out of stuff to do. And then I died, and I found out we travel at the speed of thought. Like, if you want to be somewhere, you think where you want to be at, and you're there. Think, I want to be right there, and bam, you're there that quick. If you want to know something, you think about it and you know it. Well, what if the universe is bigger than we even can imagine? That means that when we're all up in heaven, when we finally, the end of this age comes, and then we're all living eternally in our bodies that we were supposed to have, that Adam and Eve sold us out, and we lost abilities, and we lost our immortal flesh and all that, and we were cursed, and the earth was cursed. We get all that back, right? That's our inheritance. Me and you, and I'm speaking to all of you, but I mean you and you and you, we're going to go on adventures. Big, giant adventures across the universe. Solar system after solar system. Billions and billions and billions of them. We'll never, ever run out of things to do. That's what God showed me. You will not run out. God's bigger than that. And I'm an adventurer, right? I'm out chasing Bigfoots and interviewing people about UFOs and alien abductions and Dogman and all this stuff, right? I used to hunt. I mean, I love adventures. I've been all over the world with a camera, chasing adventure after adventure. I'm the adventure guy. He had me right there. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. And I know you guys are too. You guys are adventurous, and sometimes some of us physically can't do it anymore, but just imagine if you can. And there's no pain and there's no suffering, and you can travel at the speed of thought. You could be in one solar system and travel all the way across galaxies to another one. Man, I can't wait for that. I absolutely can't wait. I can't wait to meet all you guys and go adventuring, like get our gear on, Yeah, but I know a lot of people worry about what Jesus thinks or God thinks, and we're not good enough and all that. We'll never be able to be good enough. Do you know, to get saved and have your immortal body back, your inheritance, and be with Jesus and all that, you know what you got to do to get there? Nothing. It's you plus nothing, or really Jesus plus nothing, get you saved. All it is your faith. All it is your faith. I try to, Joe. I try to. Jeff's confused. He's falling for the deception, I'm afraid, the plan. He actually wants that to happen so that he can enjoy wealth and all the things that was stolen from him. What he doesn't realize is we were born robbed. And so has all the generations. When Jesus returns and set his kingdom up, we are restored everything 7 times more than we ever lost. And we'll be restored. And then talk about living wealthy and never dying and never being sick and never being in pain. What sounds better? Living a few years on the earth and all of a sudden you get to gloat in that you got your money back or something? It's a deception, I'm telling you. So to get saved, Jesus plus nothing. You don't have to do anything. You cannot earn it. He did everything. He already knew from before we were born, before even creation of humans, what we were going to be like and how we were going to be. All he said was, trust me. And you'll still do all those things you don't want to do. You'll try not to. But our flesh is cursed. We're going to do it. We're going to do some stuff. We're going to get angry. We're going to get emotional. We're going to think nobody's looking. You know what I mean? Like, don't even worry about that. He covered it. Everything that you did and can do, he already shed his blood for. Just keep your eyes on him and believe that that blood saves you. That's all. If you had to do anything, the 2 guys hanging on the cross with Jesus, there was three guys on a cross, Jesus in the middle. One guy didn't go to heaven, but the other guy recognized that that was God hanging there. He didn't deserve to be there, and he was shedding his blood. And he asked him, Lord, don't forget me. And Jesus looked at him and said, to this day you'll be with me in paradise. He didn't do anything to earn it. All he did was admit Jesus is Lord. That's it. That's all we have to do. Once you do that, you don't want to hurt Jesus, so you're going to try not to be a bad person. But we're human. We're gonna fall off the wagon, you know, we're gonna. But we have to dust ourselves off and get back up on the wagon and try to behave. But we're not earning any place in heaven. None. The only thing you will be earning is rewards. There is rewards in heaven. There's crowns. And you'll be restored 7 times what you lost. You'll be rewarded for doing things that when you fought that flesh and you overcame it and you did things that everyone was telling you not to do, but it was the right thing and you did it anyways, there's rewards. It's not earning your way into heaven. It's Jesus coming and saying, my good and faithful servant, and rewarding you. So that's what heaven's like. That's what I'm looking forward to. I could care less if Trump saves the world or what goes on down here, because for the last 5 years I've been looking for Jesus. Surely I was hoping for the 23rd just like everybody else, but you could sense in the back of your mind or in your spirit it wasn't there, even though I like to entertain it, you know. And I even made fun a little bit, like I was telling my family, and I did a short on it because I thought it was funny. But you know, we're sitting there and everybody's on their phones and tablets and stuff, and I'm like, you guys hear that? And they're like, what? I'm like, did you hear that trumpet? Everybody's like, it got quiet, real quiet. Like everybody's iPads and stuff was all muted, you know. Like I didn't hear anything. I go, what if we did? Wouldn't it be cool if we heard that? You know, I was messing with it pretty hardcore. Sorry, God, you know, I can't help it. It looks like my sisters are back from shopping. But you guys, I want you to know, be encouraged. I'm not sure if I'm going to upload that video I just recorded it's sideways, so. But I want you to know I love you. I pray that God reveal himself to you, fill your spirit with supernatural faith, and you go out and pray miracles today and see it in your life, that you walk in the favor of God, that your body be healed, absolutely 100% healed in Jesus' name. It'll still be sideways though. It's shot sideways because oh well. I might put it on there. It'll be fun, but you'll get a stiff neck. Well, guys, I'll see you real soon, and maybe I'll make a video tomorrow, and I'll do some leather so you can watch me do some leather. The wind's blowing, the mosquitoes are biting me, and it's going to get noisy here really quick. So I'll see you real soon. And if I can remember how to turn it off, yeah, later.